What's good, football gamers? It's your boy Fan checking in with another College Football 25 YouTube video, and in this one, we're giving Coach Gregation the Tactician treatment. If you caught the last video, we were able to create a super maxed recruiter build that landed literally every prospect that we targeted. If you haven't caught that one yet, you should check it out. It was so overpowered that it got me wondering if we were to super max any of the other branches, would we get a comparable god tier advantage like we did for the recruiter? Now, I've been on record a bunch talking about how much I love the Tactician branch, and you could really call that a 1B to the 1A of the recruiter skill tree, and could really justify making either of those your coach build's focus. As you probably know, the base skills in Tactician are all about boosting player ratings right now, and you'll reap the benefits as soon as you put that skill on the field. So we got Coach Gregation juiced up and ready to rock with enough skill points to purchase the entirety of the skill tree, and we're gonna do a little bit of good old-fashioned A and B testing, a before and an after, to see how much a maxed Tactician skill tree will impact the overall of your roster. We'll find out together whether or not it's worth it, so without further ado, I present to you the best Tactician in College Football 25. I hope you enjoy. Check. Okay, all right already. I'm checking in with the congregation to Coach Gregation at Georgia Southern, sitting at a competitive 81 overall here. If you check down the roster, you'll see a couple of these guys are getting boosted already. You can tell by those little green arrows next to them. A couple of our assistant coaches have just a few skills in Tactician, really nothing of note. But you can see top right, we've saved up 165 skill points that we're going to dump all into Tactician right here so we can get a before and after to see how much the overalls will change once we get that skill tree maxed out. So we're going to take a screenshot of what this looks like here. This will be the before. We'll back up out of here, head into our coaching skill tree here. And as you can see, we've purchased nothing yet. I've also been on record plenty talking trash on this cross-training track, and I still don't think this is worth it. I'm going to go ahead and fill it out because we're talking about the max Tactician, and this is in the Tactician branch. I think if left to your own devices, you really never touch this. It's getting O-line, boost to like D-line stuff. I don't know how many Travis Hunters there are out there that are really going to wind up going both ways, especially O-line and D-line. I don't know. It might have some cool applications. I just don't think it's generally valuable in like a normal coach build. But obviously for the purposes of this experiment, we're going to be maxing that out too. So we have our screenshot of before the Tactician max. And now here goes the fun part. We just spam all of these, get all the ratings we possibly can, and we'll head back over to our roster to see what it winds up looking like. Give me 1 second here. Did the math on this. I know we got enough points to do it. And we considered whether or not we wanted to include Scheme Guru in this experiment, but it's not going to impact overall ratings. That's not to say that it's not worth the while, because there is some pretty cool stuff in here, honestly. There could be a really overpowered build where you get down here and fill out the elite branch, in this case, Scheme Guru as well. But for today, we just want to see how the ratings will change in a more A to B, you know, apples to apples type of way. And here goes cross-training. I actually hate spending points on this even in an experiment. And there you go. We got 5 left. And now, moment of truth, with Tactician completely maxed out, what type of difference is it going to make for us? Back over to roster to find out. There it goes. And just so y'all could see, like, we're getting a couple little skills in here. That's a pretty sick setup for Scheme Guru in there. This would probably be a pretty fun file to play. And we're getting a little bit of help here from the other assistant as well. But really, we're seeing without Coach Gregation helping, and we're about to see with him helping. So the before and after is still going to be good to go. So we'll hop back out of here, over to roster. And did we see any movement? Overall didn't change, but it looks like we got some pretty big changes on the roster. So let's pull this up and start with, here's before, and we're just going to work top down. White goes up 1 overall from an 89 to a 90. Cobb from an 85 to an 86. Bunkley 84 to 86. Davis 84 to 85. 82 for Arnold to not on the list after. Okay, there you have it. How about Carter, the left tackle, up 2 points. Right guard, up 2 points. This is looking like a +2 type of situation. Other thing I'm curious about is how it's impacting the team overall. So, and this is a weird thing. It stops including your tactician boosts once you get into the postseason, or at least after week 15. So we're showing for an 81 overall with all of our boosts considered. But if I'm not mistaken, when we advance to next week here, it'll stop reflecting the boosts when you're looking at the team overall. That may well have been patched out. We're about to find out in a second here. Yeah, I think it starts in bowl week. So we'll skip conference championships here too and see if it shows. Okay, and now in bowl week 1, it should just show us without the boost, at least on the team front. And we're showing as an 80 overall. So a full tactician build is gonna move you like it moved the Georgia Southern Eagles +2 overall defensively and +1 to the overall, +1 on offense. That's a big investment to not really feel like it's moving us all too much. Obviously, we are Georgia Southern, so, you know, it's going to be kind of a subpar team anyway. After seeing it like this, we already know cross-training is not worth it. This gives me pause as to whether or not a full tactician build, while the recruiter one, you know, felt overpowered, just because it did exactly what you hoped it would and you're not going to miss any more prospects. The tactician one feels completely underwhelming for the most part. Like the overalls in the before picture go from 89 down to 81 over the same, you know, space, same number of players. And then it's 90 to 83. So you're looking about a +2 with maybe some variance in there. Pretty cool. With how bad some of the other coaching skill trees are, I still think tactician is 1B, but it's a pretty distant 1B, especially after what we learned here. The recruiter max was insane. Importantly, we did also get some elite skills in there. And for tactician, that elite version is more like situational type of buffs and is not going to get you overall boosts. We just wanted to see numerically like one after the other, before and after. I think there would be a great case to be made for filling out the entirety of tactician, because then you're talking about getting knockouts and, you know, fatigue buffs for the offense and defense depending. And there's some really cool stuff going on in there. But if we're just talking about the base tree, up to you whether or not the full investment is going to be worth a +2 overall. I don't necessarily know if it is for me, but now we know. I've been Fenn, y'all been great. Catch you next video, man. Peace.